I'm Jean Armendariz-Kerr with Mode Realty Network, and I'm here today with Peter Zarov from Homestead Title. Hi, Peter.
Hi.
So one of the questions that we had recently was, how does an easement affect title? And sideline to that one was, how does one establish an easement in the first place?
Well, an easement is a right to property that is less than the full right. Ownership of the property is your right to use the entire property. An easement right is a right to use some portion of it or some aspect. For instance, a joint driveway gives you the right to use just the driveway to access your property. You're using the driveway of your neighbor, or a joint well agreement. Those easements are almost always going to be established by a written easement agreement that's then recorded in the Register of Deeds to give the public notice, here's this easement, here are my rights. And in general, those are going to be valid for as long as the easement agreement says they are, or at most 40 years. There are other ways that you can create an easement. You can create an easement by repeated use. If you use the same property over and over and over again for access, you might have an easement by prescription. You may also have an easement by necessity, which is one where a judge declares the only way to reach your property is over your neighbor's property, and you need that easement. Those are very rare, and you're not likely to win that case. So again, the most common easements are written agreements.
And are there ways that a person, if they are going to need to use an easement, can easily establish one? What are the best ways?
The best way to establish an easement is, because it's a written agreement, is to approach the neighbor or the other property owner that you need that easement and negotiate an agreement. Get something in writing, work with attorneys, draft it, and get it recorded.
And generally speaking, if somebody does need to put together that type of an easement, how long should they prepare for in terms of once they have a general idea with their neighbor that their neighbor's going to agree to it, for doing the paperwork and recording and all that?
Well, if the neighbors are already agreeing to it, then the time can be fairly quick. You might be able to draft a simple easement agreement in as short as a week, maybe 2 weeks. The challenge is usually getting the neighbor's agreement, because easement agreements are two neighbors agreeing to uses of their various properties.
Sure. Okay. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank you.